Hi everyone, this is Lisa Espinosa, spiritual career coach, author, host of the podcast Soul Studio for Your Career. And I'm so excited to welcome you to the first day of this Priestess Novena. So if you are here, if you're new to my work, welcome. Thank you so much. I'm so honored that your soul led you here. And if you've connected with me before, well, welcome back. If you've done the novenas before, awesome. If this is your first time, that's perfect as well. So just for those of you who are new to my work, the focus of what I do is to help others connect with their soul's guidance so that they can evolve the work they do in the world. And that is such an essential component, right? It's so important right now as the planet goes through all the birthing pains that it's experiencing as it evolves and ascends. It's so essential that we align with our soul first, a wise part of us that is whole and is eternally connected to source. So that's the focus of everything I do, is helping my clients, helping my students to really, pause, connect with their soul's guidance, and be led from that place. Hi, Lorenza. Hello, Jan. I'm also currently writing, pregnant with my second book, Birthing the Priestess Within, which in many ways is like I didn't consider it this when I first started, but it's like a sequel. It's a sequel to my first book, Answering Your Inner Calling. And this is all about stepping into the call of the priestess. And please know, I know different people define it in other ways. And the way my definition, what came to me as I answered this invitation from the divine to birth this, is that when you step into the priestess path, you are committed to channeling unconditional love, first to yourself and then to the world. And that might seem like a selfish thing, but it isn't, because when we bless ourselves first, we ensure that we don't fall into rescuing, into martyrdom. Hey, Colleen. That we don't fall into codependent relationships, which is really an epidemic in the world right now. So that's the gist of what I do. And this novena, the Priestess Novena, is from my book, and it's a 9-day transformative journey. It is a journey to clear, as it says in the invocation that we're going to read together, lifetimes of fear, right? To clear this whatever collective programming, whatever burdens, wounds, blockages, whatever you have within you, and we all have it. There's no shame in that. All of us are on this journey together. And clearing that so you can step into the next level of your leadership, of being seen, of stepping into that divine teacher that you are, that way shower that you are, that beacon of light, that lighthouse, that light worker, that earth angel, whatever name resonates with you. So now this specific 9-day journey is all about liberating your fearless inner child. That's the theme. And it's so interesting because this is my third novena, doing it collectively with a group. And it was so interesting that after we finished that one lesson in July, I know some of you did that one with me, almost as soon as it was done, it was like I was feeling the divine, like, start preparing for the next novena. It'll be right around the fall. And I was like, okay. And I was trying to be all clever about what will the theme be, but when I sat with my soul, it just kept coming. It was like inner child, inner child, inner child. I had all sorts of resistance to it. Like, nobody's going to want to hear about their inner child, or, I know some people dismiss it, including me sometimes, like, oh, that's like either indulgent or naive or not as important, or I'll get to inner child work at some point. But I knew from the years and years and years I've been doing of inner child work for myself, my own healing, and helping my clients, that there comes a point on your path where there's no moving forward until you fully embrace your inner child. It's like you can do all sorts of inner healing, and you might have done inner child work already, and things are flowing, and then wherever that place is where you feel like, I just keep bumping into this, like this just keeps, this block keeps coming, or this pattern I keep repeating, that is an indicator that your inner child needs more love, more witnessing, more attention. And so that's what this 9-day journey is about. It's not about analyzing your childhood or all of that stuff. I mean, there's a time and a place for that, but that's not the focus of this. This is to really have the courage, because it takes a lot of courage to do inner child work. Contrary to whatever people say, it takes so much courage to do this work, so that your beautiful Phoenix child, as one of my teachers calls our inner child, the healed inner child, the ascended master inner child, so that she or he, right, we actually have inner children. It's not, they can be she, he, androgynous, really, it's whatever resonates with you, so that your inner child, her innocence, her faith, her creativity, her magical thinking, her imagination, her sense of abundance, her fearlessness, so that could be part of your medicine, and you can just take that quantum leap forward to the next evolution of your career and your service and your abundance. So that's what we're about. So if you're here, please trust that even if you were like, what, inner child, I didn't know, this is where you're supposed to be. So before anything else, let's go ahead and just open the circle, especially since this is day 1. And just take some nice cleansing breaths. Those of you who are here live, I know many of you are watching the replay. And as we take these cleansing breaths, just allow yourself to be so present, to trust that you're exactly where you're meant to be, to feel the earth beneath you. And as you drop down your roots, down your legs, out the bottoms of your feet, deep into the earth, and we're going to be talking about the inner earth more today. But see your roots going all the way to the earth, because the earth loves your inner child. The earth is so grateful and excited that you're doing this work, because the earth knows that so much, if not all, of the pain that is happening in the earth right now, that has been happening for years and years and years and years, hundreds, thousands of years, all goes back to the wounded inner child. So the earth is so happy that we're here doing this work, and we let our roots go deep, and we allow our roots to connect with each other. All of you who are here live, all of you watching the transmission, let's create this network of roots. It's this beautiful safety net, so that together, collectively, you each can be blessed even more, and you can release even more. So that's the beauty of doing something like this in a collective, right? So many spiritual traditions, not just Christianity, says, wherever 2 or 1 are gathered, there I am. And what is I am? My I am presence, my Holy Spirit, my Shekinah light, my Buddha nature, whatever resonates with you, right? So we are here together to release any limiting thoughts we have about how much we can heal during these 9 days, how much we can be blessed during these 9 days, how much we can transform any area in our life that might be feeling stuck or stagnant, or if everything is flowing in your life, how much you can, how much can you allow yourself to succeed even more, right? To succeed even more. And one of the things I heard recently from one of my teachers, this is coming really strongly right now. She was sharing how when she was talking to her mentor, she had a very challenging first half of her life, as many of us did. And her mentor said, you know how to live through hell. You, and many of you who are watching this know that too. I know I do. I know I've had some super intense years in my life. I can look back and be like, oh my gosh, how did I get through that? So in some ways, it's very familiar for me to live through crisis or drama or uncertainty. What is the radical act? What is the revolution for us is to live through heaven on earth, to expand our ability to succeed, to expand our ability to be healed. All of that is so important. I'm just going to pause because I hear Greg, someone's at the door. Sorry, the person is not leaving, so I have to tell my husband to open the door. Okay, so as I was saying, what we're doing is the radical act for you might not be, can I live through drama, through pain, through crisis? The radical act for you might be, can I allow myself to succeed? Can I allow myself to thrive? Can I allow myself to have comfort and ease? Can I allow myself to not fall into that pattern of sacrifice or martyrdom or rescuing or codependency? That is the revolutionary act right now. And we do this not just for us individually. We do this because when we do it for ourselves, we do it for the collective. We're setting new patterns in place for us, for our loved ones, and for the world. So that's what we're here for. So as we breathe in all of that beautiful energy from each other's medicine from the earth, let it move up your legs, up your back, all the way to the crown of your head. And we land in our heart center. And I want to share who the overlighting mentors are for this 9-day journey. We have Jumanja, golden opportunity. Important doors are opening for you right now. Walk through them. So we know that this 9-day journey is really going to activate those golden opportunities. And I just remembered that one of the lines in the invocation that we say before we sit in silence for 9 minutes is that we walk through those doors of opportunity. So that's part of it. Then I love this. We have Sedna. So here was Jumanja. Sedna, infinite supply. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. So this is about releasing that scarcity, right? That lack mentality that we all inherited. And this isn't like about dissing our parents or anything like that. It's just part of the collective programming. So we're healing that. And our inner child is so formidable. When we pay attention to her, when we nurture her, when we tend to her, she absolutely has no limit in the abundance that she can enjoy. Our wounded child does, of course, right? Our wounded child can have all sorts of fears around that. But as we tend to that wounded child, our liberated, fearless child, she totally gets it. That when we succeed, others succeed. That when we're abundant, we can be more generous with the world. So Sedna, and then the last goddess that is our overlighting mentors here is Bast, independent. Your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. So we've got golden opportunity, infinite supply, and independence, cat medicine. So independence, not codependence. So all of that is woven into this space. And of course, as you bring the palms of your hands in front of your heart, I invite you to welcome all of your guardian angels, your divine teachers, whoever you connect with. Of course, I name Mother Mary, Our Lady of Guadalupe. I name beautiful Kuan Yin, beautiful Isis and Mary Magdalene, beautiful Jesus, Ascended Master Jesus. Again, this is not about any sort of religious doctrine. Welcoming Babaji and Krishna, all of these divine masters who surround our space so that it is protected, so that it is aligned with unconditional love, a love that is generous and abundant. And of course, we welcome the divine source, God, universe, whatever name you use. God doesn't care, whatever name. I mean, I've already shared in many Facebook Lives, like I could not say the word God for like a long time because I was healing from trauma with organized religion. I'm okay with it sometimes now, but it still feels too limiting to me. So whatever your name is, source, divinity, we welcome that energy, that presence of unconditional love that knows you each by name, that adores your inner child. And we surround our space in this magenta golden light full of blessings. And then we begin with a namaste, namaste. So that is the opening of this circle of these 9 days. So let's just do a little short, we already shared some teachings, but today on this 9-day journey, we're talking about the Earth Star Chakra. And that is the chakra that is, there are two chakras. Let me back up a little bit. If you don't know what a chakra is, it's an energy center in your body. This isn't an energy training, so I'm not going to go into like tons of details or anything like that. And you don't need to know all the details. But it's these energy centers in our body. And most of the time people talk about 7, even though there's multiple. I'm talking about 9. And there are 2 of those energy centers that are actually not in our physical body. And one of them is the Earth Star Chakra. So I want you to visualize a beautiful star that's under the bottoms of your feet, like 12 inches into the earth. Hello, Leticia. And the Earth Star Chakra, that is the temple. So the temple that allows you to access the wisdom of the earth, to access the creativity of the earth, to access the unstoppable healing energy of the earth, to access the medicine and wisdom from past generations and future generations. So not just from all of the wise beings that ever existed, here on the earth, but also future generations. It is not limited by space and time. And this Earth Star Chakra is a place of renewal, is a space of resourcing for yourself. It's what allows you to open even more fully, especially when we get to that day when we talk about the Soul Star Chakra, which is about above your crown center. So this space is essential right now for you to sustain the stamina that is needed during these times. I've said many times, and I will repeat it again, this is not one of those lifetimes where we are meant to just be spectators, or where we came to just kind of learn, and then the next lifetime we'll share our medicine. That's not what this lifetime is about. If you're watching this, you are here to share your gifts with the world, to be blessed as you share them, and for the world to be blessed by them. However, this is not a sprint. It's like a marathon, right? We need to pace ourselves. We need to tend to ourselves. We need to take care of ourselves because, look at 2020. It's September and it's not over, right? There's several months left till we get to the end of 2020. And we're needed during that time not to fall asleep, not to shrink, but to get bigger, to be willing to be in the spotlight, to be willing to be seen, to be heard, to be willing to teach, to lead, however that looks like for you. So there's no comparison. It doesn't have to look like it does for me. It might. It'll look like what it looks like for you. And part of pacing ourselves is connecting with that Earth Star Chakra. Because remember what I said at the beginning, the earth wants you to succeed. The earth wants you to connect with your inner child because it knows that is how you will help the earth. So we're going to do a little journey to the Earth Star Temple, just very quickly, kind of setting us up as we sit in silence for 9 minutes. And in that space, you're going to start to invite your beautiful inner child to come forward. And I want you to think about, to really reflect right now when you think about your inner child, what feelings come up for you? And again, this is not any sort of judgment, just being really curious and very honest with yourself. So let's do that. Let's bring our hands over to our heart center. And I just feel beautiful Divine Mother present here with all of you. Whatever face of the Divine Mother resonates with you. And right now, bring to mind an aspect of your inner child. So just as you close your eyes, or you can look into my eyes, asking, what inner child needs healing right now, or needs more of your attention, or needs more of your love. So just asking, what inner child part needs more of my love right now? What inner child part needs more of my love right now? And just notice what shows up. You don't need to know a whole story, but just notice how old, around what age. I know for me, one of my inner child parts that's really coming strong and has been leading up to this novena is my 5-year-old, my little inner 5-year-old child. So I welcome my little 5-year-old into this space. And it might be the same for you, or for you it might be different. It might be a younger inner child part, or it might even be a teenager. But just notice in this moment, just asking, what inner child part needs more love from me today? And as you welcome her, or you welcome him, or if none of those pronouns feel right, just whatever feels right. Visualize at the center of the earth, that beautiful earth star chakra. This is your inner temple in the earth. And I see it as a golden ball of light, like a golden sun in the earth, which is, I guess, I didn't even think of this, but why I wore golden today. And this golden sphere of light. Remember, a star, the sun is a star, right? So it's like a sun in the earth right underneath you. That is your personal star, personal temple, personal deep connection to the earth. And as you welcome your beautiful inner child, invite her to kind of notice what feels comfortable. Maybe she sits in front of you. I know my inner child actually wants to be on my lap right now. And so however your inner child wants to be, you're not forcing anything. But you are teaching her, show her this earth star, this beautiful, again for me it's this golden light. It's like almost like you have this x-ray vision and you can look into the earth and you see like, oh my gosh, you see this beautiful golden light. And that light starts to emanate from the earth, and it starts to bathe you and your inner child in that golden light. And again, wherever your inner child is, just let her receive this golden light. And asking your inner child in this golden light, what do you need to let go of? Is there something that you're holding? Is there something your inner child is holding that is ready to be released? And your inner child might literally just hand you something. She might not even have to tell you a story. Maybe she just hands you this rock, or this like dark energy, or this ash, right? Or whatever it is that she's like, this is, I need to release this. And just notice. And again, the beautiful Divine Mother is here. We're doing this as a collective, so there's so much safety, so much love around each of you and your inner children. So what does she need to release? And if you don't hear specifics, that is absolutely okay. Know that your soul is in charge. So your soul knows exactly what needs to happen. And remember that your inner world speaks to you in symbolism. So trust whatever imagery comes if visuals show up. So I'm seeing my inner child. She's sitting and there's this like smoky fog around her. So with this beautiful golden light, as it touches that fog, it starts to lift. And as the Divine Mother, and I'm seeing the Divine Mother as Our Lady of Guadalupe, she stands there with her stars on her cloak. And her stars on her cloak are just like beaming down onto all of our inner children. Blessing your inner child. And then you're going to ask your inner child, what do you need from me? How can I better take care of you? Ask her, what do you need from me? How can I better take care of you? And if any part of you feels uncomfortable or resistant, or if it's bringing up any strong emotions, that's okay. Just we send all of those emotions so much compassion. I know my inner child is showing me these colored pencils that she had me go purchase for her, and she wants to color. She wants to just scribble on a sketch pad. That's what my inner child wants to do. And a lot of my adult parts have a lot of opinions about that. Many of them are like, we don't have time, or we can't draw, all sorts of things. And I'm sending all of those parts of me love. My inner child, that's what she's saying she wants. Notice what your inner child is saying that she wants, that she needs. Our inner children are not complicated. They want simple things. And just receive that in your heart. And then you're going to ask your soul, beautiful soul, what blessing is coming to me as I commit to loving my inner child more? What blessing is coming to me as I commit to loving my inner child more? What blessing is coming to me as I commit to loving my inner child more? Might be more than one blessing. Just let your heart be filled with that light, with those blessings, even if you don't know the details yet. And as that golden light of the earth star keeps beaming, filling you with its light, filling your inner child with light, she's bringing this blessing. You're receiving a blessing of stamina, of divine pacing, of efficiency, of focus, of slowing down to speed up, slowing down to speed up, slowing down to speed up. Just receive all of that. Your logical mind might be like, what? I don't get it. That's okay. Just receive those blessings. And see your inner child in front of you. Before we close this inner journey, have her show you what she looks like as she releases all these burdens. Maybe she's already showing you. Like my inner child was kind of shy at first, but now let her show you as all of these burdens get released, as she feels your love, as she recognizes how safe she is, as she knows that, oh my gosh, you're going to commit to her. What does she start to do? Does she start to skip around? Does she just kind of like blossom? What does she do? Just notice. And we call in all the beautiful angels and the energy of love to surround all of your inner children, all of our inner children, with so much love and grace and safety and healing and joy and magic. And we bring the palms of our hands together as we end this inner journey with a namaste. So we're going to do our silence, 9-minute silence. And I really, want to reiterate how much courage it takes to do this inner child work. It feels so vulnerable. And we can have so many parts of us that have so much judgment about it. And that's normal. We can have compassion for that part of our brain. But I want to share with you when I was preparing today. I mean, I've been preparing for this for a while, but before this, I knew that my inner child, I had to talk about having to tend to my inner child for these 9 days. There's no way I could do a 9-day journey on liberating your inner child and ignore my inner child for these 9 days. Even though my managers really could do that. But I knew. So when I connected with her, as she said again, that she wanted color pencils. And so I went to Michael's and had a very anxiety-filled time at Michael's, picking out color pencils in the sketchbook. And it was so interesting. I was aware, oh my gosh, how much wounding my little 5-year-old has about her ability to be creative. And it was so interesting to me. And, I bought it. I have the sketchbook and the color pencils. And so this is the kind of stuff. This is why this gets labeled so either unimportant or woo-woo or whatever. Because it can seem to our ego like that's a waste of time. Not only going to Michael's, but then afterwards sitting and spending whatever it is, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever I do, coloring, because, for the sake of it. And I can feel all of those loud voices, especially because there's so many other more productive, valuable things I can do. But I know that this is essential. I know because my soul is telling me that, because I have practiced it enough to know that this is non-negotiable. So I'm going to do that courageous act of sitting with my colored pencils and my sketchbook. The same for you. It might not be colored pencils and sketchbook for you. It might be something totally different. It might be something like watching a cartoon for 30 minutes, or it might be taking a walk, or it might be, who knows? Your inner children will tell you. It takes courage. And I know when I asked the question, what blessing am I going to receive? What came to me was, the first word that came was contentment. But then I understood also that, oh my gosh, that somehow that was going to allow me to believe that I can lead even more people. That seems so disconnected, right? It could seem like, how can coloring pencils and doing this for, connecting with my inner child? But I recognize that it's my inner child that can sabotage me from stepping into more leadership. And that as I tend to her, suddenly that doesn't seem so scary. Suddenly all these things that I've been putting off suddenly are like, oh, I can totally do that. I can totally handle, opening up that Facebook page that I haven't opened up yet. I can totally handle more people coming to my virtual career Reiki. I have space for that. So this is how this is connected. That's just my example. So let's get ready to sit for 9 minutes. And when you're sitting for 9 minutes, your inner child might be having a field day during that time. Maybe she's just like, oh, I love 9 minutes with you. Or she might be doing something else. She might not be part of the 9 minutes. But we know that as we sit for 9 minutes, we are healing on all levels, right? So I want you to, if you have I sent it in the newsletter, the prayer, the invocation that we say, hey, Jessica, together. If you don't have it today, that's fine. I'm getting really hot, so I'm going to take this. And we're going to get our candle. My candle is going to be Our Lady of Guadalupe this time, just because it felt like, you know what? She's really my inner child advocate. And she's really the one that keeps reminding me it's not selfish, it's not silly, it's not unimportant, it's essential for you to tend to her. So she's going to be my candle. So get your candle ready. And actually, I'm also going to I have my timer queued up. During those 9 minutes, if you've never sat in silence, 9 minutes can seem really long. Even if you have, just accept whatever happens during the time. Don't put pressure on yourself that you have to be zen for 9 minutes and floating on air. Your mind might wander all over the place. That's okay. I will be beaming. I'll just be channeling Reiki and love to all of you. There might be times during the 9 minutes that I open my eyes, and not to read or anything, but just to kind of connect with my eyes as well. But just whatever, however it unfolds is perfect for you. Okay, so I'm going to turn on the candle, light it up, turn it on, light it up. So here we have lit up. You light up yours. And then let's say the novena invocation together. Right? As this candle burns, my soul within me burns. As this wax melts, resistance in me melts. 9 days to clear lifetimes of fear. As I heal, I am healed. As I give, I receive. Doors open, I walk through. I am ready for the new. Abundance comes with ease and grace, for I have finally found my place. All right, here she goes. And let's, I forgot to say, when you're sitting, visualize the infinity symbol, right? You're sitting on that infinity point. It's a very, healing can happen that's beyond our logical understanding when we do that. So just visualize that, okay? And I'm going to, this is the lovely thing about going live. I'm going to close that window because a car just parked right outside and he's playing very loud music, so it's going to distract me a little bit. So let me go, and it might distract you. So let me do that. You get to see my background. I'll be right back. Oh, and receive from that awesome amethyst right there. All right, I'm back. Okay. That's better. All right, let's begin, everyone. Take some nice cleansing breaths. If you have to do, if it feels good to do any sort of stretch, just do that. Just really letting yourself come back to this waking energy here. And before anything else, let's take some cleansing breaths and reconnect with those roots that we did that earth connection at the beginning of our gathering today. And we connected all of our roots together. So let's kind of disconnect those roots so that you are here, present with your own beautiful energy. And when we end, you're not carrying anybody's stuff. You're just like with your own beautiful soul's energy. And that was so lovely. And I don't know if you could hear the music the first however many minutes. And, you know, I was sitting and part of me was, an adult part of me was kind of like, I can't believe this car is parked right outside my window, like super loud music. And then I was like, okay, I'm just going to surrender to this. And it's like all my inner children were just like, because it was actually a song I like. So my inner children were just like dancing along. And I was just kind of like, it was this meditation of my adults trying to control, and then like, it's okay, adult part, you can relax, and just letting my children, my inner children, take up space and move. And some were just watching, and I was really starting to become aware of the energy flow, the spaciousness that's connected when we do this important inner child work. And I know some of you have been doing this inner child work for years. I know it feels like I've been doing this for lifetimes. And there's always that next level, not so much for this novena, this next level of analyzing. It's this next level of you being blessed for this inner work that you're doing. That's what we're talking about. So I want to pull some cards. One suggestion that I meant to say at the beginning, and oh, there she is, and kept coming during actually the 9 minutes, is if you haven't, I've talked about this before, but if you haven't done this, you might want to try set up an altar dedicated to your inner child. And it's really powerful to do that. And it's really powerful if you allow yourself for it to include actual pictures of yourself as a child. And like, you know, having your pictures, you know, could be one picture or a couple of pictures. I've had an inner child altar for like 2 years now. It's amazing the help it's created for me, and the resistance I had, and the different iterations of it. And it's really powerful to have a picture. So I encourage you to do that. Like, get a picture, look at your albums, pick a picture. It could be super simple, but it's this place of remembering and loving and reclaiming the joy and the freedom and the sovereignty and the creativity and the wisdom of your inner child. So let me know tomorrow if you do that, because I think that would be great. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to pull a surrender card. Here we go. Perfect. Surrender comparisons with other people. Keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strength, attractiveness, and power. Right? When our inner child is healthy and healed and feels loved, she just celebrates other people's, you know, awesomeness too. And she wants to be around that. And she also knows that people want to be around her awesomeness, right? So here we go. Surrender comparisons to other people. Look at, I love her headdress, right? Like a peacock, be seen. And I have this beautiful new animal deck that I'm so excited about. I've been using it this weekend and I really love it. So let's see what animal guidance, right? Animal wisdom is coming for you. Frogs! I love frogs. So anyway, this is the back of the card. Isn't this so beautiful? It has like a white buffalo, which is my favorite. But anyway, frog, prosperity. Let go of the past and embrace change. Opportunities are close at hand. Hop into this new day with joy. Abundance and good fortune await you. And frog medicine, Oh my gosh, frogs are like super duper sensitive, which is why I love them, because I'm super duper sensitive too. So when they come, they also come to like help you tend to your sensitivity. So look at these beautiful, magical frogs. They're amazing. I'm trying to get it in a good place here. And this is, I should have, you know what? I always like to give credit to the deck creator. So this is this deck here. Spirit of the Animals. So far, I'm loving it. And then let's do fairy deck, since this is the Inner Child Novena. Let's see what the final message is here. Let's do it again. There was like 20 cards that wanted to pop out. Your desire is within reach. Have faith, as everything is working in your favor. Look at that beautiful fairy. It's like, have faith. And our inner child has the faith to move mountains. So lean into that. So we have surrender comparison. Focus on your own strengths and how amazing you are. Sorry, lights back there. And frog medicine, the beautiful frogs. All right, bye everyone. It's always so lovely to connect with you. Tomorrow I'll be back at 3 o'clock for day number 2. We will be talking about the root chakra and how important it is for your inner child to feel safe so that you can take up space, more space in this world, so that you can be seen, because you're meant to be seen and heard. Bye everyone. Thank you for being here. Talk to you soon.